Now at 10, wounded JPD officer Rick Hershey used to serve as a school resource officer. We'll hear about his impact in that role. Plus, an area blood center hosts a blood drive in honor of the two officers killed in Tuesday's shooting. And with gas prices hitting record highs, we have some tips for saving money at the pump.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Last week's shooting that left 2 Joplin officers dead and 1 seriously injured has hit close to home for the staff of Eastmoreland Elementary. This is KOIM News at 10. The shooting at 9th and Connecticut was in Eastmoreland's attendance boundaries, which meant the school had to come up with alternative plans to getting kids in that area home that day. But it also had another impact. Officer Rick Hershey, who was seriously injured, has served as Eastmoreland's school resource officer for 15 years, having left that position at the end of the last school year. We spoke with staff at the school today who say Officer Hershey had a profound impact on not only them, but the students he served.
Yeah, Officer Hershey was just one of the most dedicated individuals I've worked with over the years. He built a relationship with everyone that he came in contact with, and he has such a huge love just for people in general, not just our students, but our staff and everyone in the community. There wasn't a time when I wouldn't be out in the community and see him and he wouldn't be interacting with someone.
Serbrugg says Eastmoreland is collecting coins for cops, a fundraiser to provide a meal to the Joplin Police Department. She adds any money left over will be donated to the officers' families and to the JPD. Mourners are paying their respects to Corporal Ben Cooper, who was killed in last Tuesday's shooting. The public was permitted to attend a visitation that ended at the Leggett and Platt Athletic Center at MSSU at 8 tonight. His funeral will be at 1 tomorrow at the same location. Corporal Cooper was 46. Missouri's Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe ordered all U.S. and Missouri flags be flown at half staff at all government buildings in Jasper and Newton counties in honor of Corporal Cooper. Funeral services will also take place this week for Officer Jake Reed, killed in the same encounter. Those services will also be at the Leggett and Platt Center. Visitation will be on Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. The funeral will be Friday at 1. Officer Reed was 27. If you'd like to give back, the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is hosting a blood drive in honor of the officers. The Unite Joplin Blood Drive is taking place at the Donor Center inside Joplin's North Park Mall. For each donation given, the Blood Center will donate $5 to the JPD Officer Benevolence Fund to benefit the families of the officers. Donors also receive a long-sleeve pullover and a t-shirt.
We wish this need never occurred, but when these things happen, we are so proud of our donor base. They are so dedicated to the patients that we serve. Community Blood Center's job is to serve 44 local hospitals.
The Unite Joplin Blood Drive runs through Friday. Let's check in with Nick Kelly now for a first look at the weather.
We were dry for much of the day, Dow, but despite that, we actually kept things a bit mild as we kicked off the new work week across the area. 47, that was the coldest that we went this morning at Joplin. Topping out at 61. Officially no rain at the rain gauge, but that was before we had these light showers popping up. Very light, very scattered in nature throughout the course of this evening. And as you can see, they're really scattered. Not everybody's going to see this, but some of you will continue to see off and on light showers throughout the night. Everybody will be mostly cloudy throughout the night as we still have our main storm system working across the central and southern plains. As far as how temperatures look right now, we're already seeing some upper 40s popping up on the board, but most of us still in the lower, if not mid 50s. So with all the cloud cover and these rain chances, I don't think temperatures drop out very much for a good number of us tonight. Most of us drop back to 48, but where we can get some clearing, maybe some lower 40s and upper 30s in our northwestern counties. Thankfully, though, Dow, we're going to dry out throughout the day, get some sunshine back tomorrow. That will get highs back near 63. We'll break down the rest of the week here in a bit.
See you then. A Lawrence County, Missouri judge sentences 2 more suspects in a kidnapping and murder case. Authorities say Andrew Cyprit of Billings and Lyle DeLong of Scott City were 2 of 9 suspects involved in the kidnapping of 2 women and the murder of one, Sarah Pascoe, in August of 2020. Cyprit and DeLong both pled guilty to charges of second-degree murder and kidnapping. The judge sentenced them to 32 years in prison each. 4 other suspects in this case have already been sentenced, You can learn more about those sentences and the case on our website, koamnewsnow.com. The city of Joplin says residents will see a rise in the cost of trash and recycling services starting next month. The new rate for trash service will be 2% higher, which comes out to 24 cents. So customers living in single-family houses and duplexes will pay $12.65 per month. Recycling services will go up 9 cents, making the monthly rate $4.59 starting on April 1st. Missourians are encouraged to save their gas receipts so they can apply for a refund on the state's fuel tax later this year. Last October, the state increased its fuel tax from 17 cents per gallon to 19.5 cents per gallon. The Department of Revenue says residents can submit a claim for a refund on that additional 2.5 cents per gallon. The refund covers purchases made after October 1st of last year. You can apply from July 1st through September 30th.
The receipt will have most of the information on it, but not all. You need to have the VIN number for the vehicle that it went into. You need the date purchased and the seller of the gasoline, the number of gallons that the tax was collected on.
The Department of Revenue is working to create an online system for residents to file their refund claims. Gasoline prices are still soaring across our nation, and while the conflict in Ukraine is partly to blame, the impact is expected to stick around for a while. Reporter Jen Sullivan has 3 tips to help you save money at the gas pump.
A gallon of gas costs more than it ever has. On Monday, the average price for a gallon of gas was $4.32. That's higher than it was in 2008 when it was $4.11.
We're at a point now at an all-time high. I remember what happened in 2008. People got out their bicycles and started walking places where possible.
Although the U.S. barley uses Russian oil, Moscow's invasion of Ukraine is still a major factor. Russia is one of the world's biggest oil suppliers, and lower supply affects global prices.
Americans need to go into conservation mode and cut our consumption to improve the situation. There's no other way around it.
And with the conflict abroad intensifying, experts say price increases won't be stopping anytime soon. Expert Lauren Fix from Car Coach Reports has 3 tips to help you save money. Number 1, if you're in park, turn it off. Don't leave your car running, even to warm it up.
I know we typically think it's only a couple pennies to sit in the drive-thru. Park your vehicle and go inside. That will save you the most fuel.
Number 2, travel light. Get that heavy junk out of the back. Moving additional weight like bike racks and gear requires more fuel. And number 3, keep your car in good shape. That means getting in the habit of checking your tire pressure and keeping up with maintenance.
Anytime an engine's not maintained properly, that means something's not functioning properly. So you're not going to get the best fuel economy when a pump or a hose isn't working, or a belt or bushing or bearing, something that's causing that vehicle to struggle.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
U.S. officials say they're quietly eyeing Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates to increase production and offset surging oil prices. Coming up, a civil rights group sues Oklahoma's governor over an executive order regarding gender identity on birth certificates. Plus, President Biden is considering a trip to Europe to meet with world leaders about the war in Ukraine. A national civil rights group is suing Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt over his decision to prohibit the state from issuing birth certificates listing a non-binary option. Lambda Legal filed the lawsuit in federal district court in Tulsa. The first-term Republican governor issued the executive order in November. It reversed the State Department of Health's practice of allowing transgender people to change the gender marker on their birth certificate or offering a non-binary option instead of designating a gender. City of Pittsburgh is closing part of a road to do some repairs for a railroad crossing. Work will begin tomorrow on the 1100 block east of 22nd Street. During the repairs, that road will be closed off. Detour signs will be put up around the site. The work is expected to be completed on Thursday or Friday. Russian and Ukrainian officials held a 4th round of peace talks with no breakthrough today. Russia is stepping up its brutal assault on Ukraine with new attacks on the country's capital city and at its border with Poland, a key NATO ally. There's also new concern Russia is trying to align itself with China for support. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
Russia's unrelenting attack on Ukraine spans cities across the country, with a strike at a military base over the weekend just 15 miles from the Polish border. The attack in western Ukraine followed a missile strike in Ukraine's capital of Kyiv. In the city of Mariupol in the south, many Ukrainians have been cut off from food, water, and electricity. Still, U.S. officials say Russian President Vladimir Putin has gravely miscalculated as Ukrainians fight back.
The Kremlin's forces remain stalled in many areas, and convoys have been unable to make significant progress.
A U.S. official says Russia has asked China for support, including military equipment and aid.
President Biden's national security advisor met with his Chinese counterpart on Monday in Rome, a meeting described as an intense 7-hour session reflecting the gravity of the moment.
Should they provide military or other assistance that, of course, violates sanctions or supports the war effort, that there will be significant consequences.
Ukraine's President Zelensky is set to address members of Congress virtually on Wednesday as he continues to urge the West to send fighter jets and more weapons.
It is nearly unheard of in modern times that we hear from a leader fighting for his life, fighting for his country's survival.
Over the weekend, Zelensky visited injured soldiers at a military hospital, awarding them with medals for their courage. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
White House officials are in early discussions about having President Biden travel to Europe soon to meet with world leaders. Here's one more reason to exercise. Turns out the more fit you are, the less likely you may be to get Alzheimer's. That's at least according to a study from the Washington VA Medical Center and George Washington University. Researchers tested and tracked nearly 650,000 vets for about a decade. The ones who were the most fit had a 33% lower risk of Alzheimer's, but as fitness decreased, risk went up. Alzheimer's is the most common type of dementia. About 6 million Americans have it, and there is no cure. A little bit later, Pittsburgh Public Library is giving kids a chance to win a prize with a fun spring break activity.
Plus, we do have some showers tonight, sunshine returning tomorrow, but another storm system's on the horizon. I'll break it all down next. Despite a lot of cloud cover, we kept things dry throughout much of the day. Then we saw some scattered showers picking up for some of you as we continue throughout the course of the evening. Haven't seen much activity from Indigo Sky, our live shot all evening long outside of Seneca, Missouri. But everybody had to deal with cloud cover, and that did have a bit of an impact on temperatures. Here's what I mean. Joplin, you topped out in the mid-60s the other day. Not a bad way to wrap up this past weekend. But the south wind before the cloud cover got going really kept temperatures up. We actually dropped back to about 47, 48 degrees this morning. And then, despite all the clouds, we actually had no problem getting back near 60 once again this afternoon. So a bit mild to start the week out, but we'll certainly take it given how I was originally thinking we'd be just in the upper 50s today because of all the cloud cover. But much of the day, the cloud cover didn't produce anything in terms of rainfall. But once we got the late evening underway, that's when the radar started to come to life with just scattered showers, mainly from about the US 69 corridor toward the east. You can see there was a bit of a lull in the activity as it tried to drop off. But if I take you down to the southern half of the viewing area, we're starting to see some more showers get going on the western sides of Grand Lake and right over Veneta near the Turnpike. So we're going to continue to hold on to just scattered light showers throughout the course of the night. Nothing too crazy, but for the time being, Joplin, you're looking okay. 10:19 on this Monday night. Cloudy, but you're dry for now. 52 degrees with a northeast breeze at 5, and the humidity starting to climb at 83%. So as the humidity climbs, I don't think we're going to drop much more lower than the dew point, at least in Joplin. So that gives you a baseline about where temperatures will ultimately go throughout the course of the night. For now, we're either near 50 or trying to hold on to the mid-50s in the warmest spots across the area. There's still not a big drop-off because of the southeast breeze that we've had, even though we thankfully lightened up that breeze a bit. But you see that north wind kicking across central Kansas? That's what's coming our way. But it's not going to have a big impact on temperatures. I'll show you how in a moment. But you see where the action's really been throughout the course of the evening. A good complex of storms rolling across Texarkana. just to the south of the region. That's where the better setup for any strong to severe storms has been. But here's our cold front. That's just enough to keep the cloud cover in place, and with the upper level low working across the central and southern plains as well, that's what's allowing just the chances for scattered showers to continue throughout the course of the overnight. But you see how by the morning drive, 7 a.m., I think we're pretty much done with any rain chances the system has to give us. So we'll go from mostly cloudy skies in the morning, then I think we'll just turn partly sunny for the afternoon. But on the chance, if we can clear out faster and see more mostly sunny skies, we might go a little warmer than 63. But for now, I think Joplin starts at 48, 57 by noon, highs for 63, despite that north breeze light at 5 to 10. Quick look at Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Back in the 40s, mostly clear. And then back in the lower 70s for Wednesday afternoon. Mostly sunny skies and on the warmer side of the jet. But here's the next system in Doug's pattern. This, I think, gives us a better shot for more widespread rain and storms. Maybe a few storms late on St. Patrick's Day, but you see how the rain really ramps up on Friday. Hints that maybe a little bit of cold air might want to mix a little bit of snow in. I'm not buying that idea just yet, so for now I'm thinking mainly rain with the storm system coming in on St. Patrick's Day and Friday. 63 tomorrow, lower 70s for Wednesday and Thursday. The late week system down will have to knock us down to 54 on Friday, but we'll be mild to kick off spring this weekend.
Yeah, the way you should kick off spring,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. Thanks, Nick. The Pittsburgh Public Library is giving kids a fun activity while they're on spring break. The library hosted a scavenger hunt. Organizers hid camping items throughout the library's lobby. Maybe you noticed the theme by looking at this video. If a child is able to find all the items, well, they earn a prize.
So I think the staff really enjoy it as well, seeing all the bright, happy faces scurrying around, you know, oh, I found it, I found it. That's always fun for the staff to experience as well.
That scavenger hunt is going to continue through Friday. You can stop by anytime during library hours to participate. Still ahead, Missouri Southern baseball looks for the sweep against Central Oklahoma. And Pitt State softball hits the field for a doubleheader against Central Missouri. Jacob Leonard has that and more coming up.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas enter the day on a 6-game winning streak. That includes the first 2 games of a 3-game series against the rival Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. Pittsburgh State trying for the sweep today in the series finale against Northwest. Down 1 in the first until Garrett McGowan drops it into right center. Caden Fowler scores. It's 1-1. Then in the 5th, they're back down 3-2. McGowan back to work. Big day for him. 2-run homer here to opposite field. 11th of the season gives Pitt State a 4-3 lead. And Northwest gets 5 in the 6th, but again, the Gorillas fighting back. Caden Fowler puts it over the wall in right with a man on. 2-run jack there. Pitt State rallies to tie it at 8 going to the 8th. Then in the 8th, we're still tied, and guess who, man? Garrett McGowan almost put this one out too, but it goes off the wall. Cruz Aranda scores. McGowan goes 3 for 4 and drives in 5. Gorillas up 9-8, and Jordan Mendenhall would finish the game off on the mound. Gorillas win a good one and sweep Northwest 9-8. Missouri Southern also looking for a sweep today. They finish up their series on the road against Central Oklahoma. They rolled all day. Big offensive day. They win 18-7. Matt Miller goes 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Henry Kuziak drives in 4. Southern is right back on the field tomorrow on the road against Rogers State. The Pittsburgh State softball team opened up league play on Sunday with a doubleheader sweep over Lincoln. The Gorillas are right back on the field today, hoping to stay rolling against Central Missouri. Now they're playing 2 today in Pittsburgh. Game 1 here goes to the Ginnies 6-3. Corey Stonestreet and Taylor Lambert each hit home runs. Stonestreet drives in 2. So now we go to game 2. Pitt State trying to earn the doubleheader split. Their bats were hot after getting 5 in the first. Maddie Szymanski in the second puts it into left to score Kylie Boley. Sticking around in the second, Gabby Schultz lifts this one to left. Kind of a scary moment here. Goes off the left fielder's glove and over the wall. So that's a home run for Schultz. But Aubrey McRoberts really smacked the wall hard. She would be okay, though, walking off the field just a few minutes later. Back to the action, Hannah Harrison. Huge strikeout with the bases loaded to end the top of the 6th. She throws a complete game, allowing 2 unearned runs and striking out 6. At the bottom of the inning, Paxton Hayes ends the ball game, puts it in the right field corner. Taylor Lambert scores, and that is it. Gorillas bounce back to take Game 2 in a blowout, 10-2. Missouri Southern softball also went home for a doubleheader today against Lincoln. They dominated from start to finish. Game 1 goes to the Lions 11-3. Kara Amos goes 4 for 4 and drives in 3. Josie Topai gets her first homer of the season. Game 2, Ashlyn Williams goes 3 for 3 with a triple and a pair of RBIs. Southern wins a shutout to sweep the doubleheader 4-0. That's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Nikolai Birch served in the U.S. Army from 2003 to 2010. The Joplin native was stationed in Afghanistan and Iraq, and we salute Captain Nikolai Birch, a four-state hero. A new study proves that a lot of dog lovers could have already told you this. Man's best friend makes him feel better. In the research paper, Canadian doctors used therapy dogs to comfort people being treated in the emergency room for pain. Patients who spent 10 minutes with a therapy dog in the ER reported less pain than those getting conventional treatment alone. Researchers theorize the dogs relieve anxiety and depression and offer emotional support, which may change how some patients experience pain. If you are a dog owner, I am one, you are one, you at the moment or not.
But we got Sky and Star from next door to
true.
take care of that.
We're kind of unofficial mascots here at the TV station. You know, dogs bring a lot of joy to your life. Sometimes, maybe not so much, but overall, it
my dog
balances out.
Layla is 13. And it's like she used to be like energetic. Now she kind of doesn't do. She just hangs out and
13.
sleeps, which I like to do with her. So.
Good plan. The weather.
All right, we're going to deal with some scatter showers overnight, but we'll dry out throughout the day tomorrow. High spec near 63.
Final sports note.
Frank Clark reportedly staying in Kansas City, reworked his deal for 2 years, $29 million.
A surprise to some people, I'm sure. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.